I have got to admit, I did not see this coming. I really didn't see this one coming. After the numerous amount of controversies that came out surrounding Barbie before it came out, the whole thing they were talking about, how they wanted, how they had some transgender actor playing Dr. Barbie, how the movie was a gigantic feminist trope and all of this stuff, what I understand it really is, but I get to that more a little later on. Barbie is a massive hit for the box office, and I must give credit where credit is due. Barbie has now officially gone past $1 billion, so it's in the $1 billion club. Let's get into this here and take a look at Barbie's numbers from the numbers. The domestic box office is 485 million. The international box office is 574 million. And it's not surprising because I have seen people going back to watch Barbie on like the third week they're going back to still watch. So yeah, its global gross now is over $1 billion. So this movie has made a lot of money. It's a success. It really is a success. Now, before I get into what I have to say in regards to this movie, let's take a quick look at some of this here. This article here from Yahoo. Barbie makes history as it hits $1 billion at the box office. All the records broken by the film so far. Right, Barbie is the first film directed by a solo woman to reach $1 billion at the box office. It had the biggest opening day of 2023. Barbie shared an opening weekend with Oppenheimer, leading to the Barbenheimer phenomenon on social media, but it dominated at the box office from the jump and continues to do so. On its opening day, it brought in 70.5 million, making it the biggest opening day this year, beating out Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse's 51.8 million. So yeah, it had the biggest opening weekend in 2023. The film made 162 million at the box office, the biggest opening weekend of the year. The Super Mario Brothers previously held the title when it opened to 146 million. Yeah, it is. It had the biggest opening weekend for a film directed by a woman. It had the biggest Monday for a Warner Brothers film. It had the biggest opening week for a Warner Brothers film. That it reached 1 billion faster than any other Warner Brothers film. I guess Flash was not even thought of that. And it became the best opening for a non-sequel, and the biggest opening for a film based on a toy, and the biggest opening for a movie without IMAX. Barbie had the biggest opening for a Greta Gerwig directed film. It also the best opening for a Margot Robbie or Ryan Gosling film. So Margot Robbie finally got a big hit after her performance as Harley Quinn. Didn't really bring home the bacon. She got something here. It had the best ticket pre-sales. Yeah, so it's got a lot going for it, and I must say, I give credit where credit is due. Barbie has done what it has done. Well, let me just take a moment to talk a bit about this Barbie movie. I haven't seen it. I really have no intention of going to see it. It's not for me, right? But I understand a lot of people going to watch it. Reason being, you see, there are a lot of girls and young women going to see Barbie because it's Barbie. It's got that nostalgia bit in the name, so they're going to see it. Now, the shocking thing about it is, I have seen people, I have seen people do reviews for this movie. And practically every person who has done a review for this movie has talked about what a horrible feminist trope this movie is. The things that were done to Ken, the things that were done with the Barbies, the patriarchy, everything is just awful. It really is awful. And then I heard somebody say something that I didn't understand at the time until afterwards. The person said that, Barbie movie is good if you don't think about it. It have laughs, it have funny things about it. If you don't think about the movie, you could enjoy it. And I was like, that don't really make any kind of sense. But then I saw somebody else do a review for it. And I came to understand what the person said in their review is that Barbie goes so hard into pushing the feminist agenda and everything that it actually comes off as dated and funny. That's the thing about it. I don't think that's what they were actually going for, or maybe they actually were going for it and, whatever. But it goes so far into that it actually becomes funny. You're sitting there and they're throwing all this feminist nonsense at you. And it's so much and so badly, trying to be what it thinks it wants to be. And it comes off as amusing. So you're sitting there watching it and you're just having a laugh about it. And after you people said that they watched it and they laughed, they're going to say, there's funny parts in the movie. Yes. But they're saying the way that they go so hard into this feminist trope actually really makes the movie even more ridiculously funny. Now, in regards to that, the question must be asked. Since this movie has grossed over $1 billion and it is pushing the feminist agenda, has Hollywood finally found the audience that they've been looking for? My answer is no, but they may think yes. Let me start with why they may think yes. Now, as I said, Barbie, from what I understand, is a heavily influenced feminist agenda of a movie. The problem is that they don't see it that way, and they think it's doing what it's making all its money because of that. So they're thinking that, all these so-called woke people who love this woke is coming out to support and watch it. Not necessarily. Again, I say there's nostalgia bait in the Barbie name. A lot of young girls, I think, grew up with Barbie. They want to go and see the Barbie movie, or kids want to see the Barbie movie. The feminist agenda that they're pushing, as I say, from what I understand, comes up so hard that it becomes dated and people just are amused by it. Now, with the money that this movie has made, is clearly going to be a sequel. When they decide to do a sequel and decide to go even further with the feminist thing, that may be when they will realize, it worked the first time because it was that, but when you do it the second time, it may not. Now, again, like I said, I don't think Hollywood has really found their audience for this. I think people are watching the movie because they like Barbie the doll and they find the movie funny and amusing and they're enjoying themselves. That's what they're doing. I have no problem with anybody. If you like it for whatever reason, okay, good for you. Good for you. But to think that you may have found your audience based off of this is a stretch of epic proportions. It's not going to happen. If you try to translate this into a sequel, it's going to be a problem because people are then going to realize all the problems in the first movie when they see the second one, and that's going to be, no, you've already made your money, okay, fine. You want to do you're going to do a sequel because, you pretty much have to milk this for as much as it's worth, okay. But you got to step up because right now there's a serious lack of comedic entertainment in Hollywood. And until that gets fixed, they're going to be in trouble. Yes, they have the big strike going on, and I personally hope they keep striking because I ain't really business. But they got to look at that and be careful. Regardless of it, bottom line remains Barbie is now a $1 billion movie. People are going back to watch it because they like it. Has Hollywood found their audience? No, I don't think so. Have they found an audience that kind of likes this movie? Yes. Will they look to milk that for its worth? Yes. Will it eventually blow up in their faces when they realize people don't want to see the same thing regurgitated over and over? They want things to actually be better? Yes. But right now, I got to give credit where credit is due. Barbie has made over $1 billion, and it deserves its credit for what it has done. All right? So Barbie has hit the $1 billion mark and surpassed it. And I say to them, congratulations. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, so they hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. And if every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.